folks, it's Dane at JONAH Guitars. Let's see, we can do a long shot of this maybe. We have an electric upright bass here on the bench. There is no kind of branding whatsoever on this thing. Oh, and I could have cleaned my bench off, but you know, basically I just pushed all this stuff to the side so I could get this thing in here. I'm working on 4 different things right now, and cleaning up isn't the priority. The problem with this guy is not the couple nicks that are here and there on it. The problem is this fretboard has, or fingerboard, excuse me, has, I'm not sure how much you can see here. I'm raising it and lowering it there. You see daylight through it. Yeah, okay, so depending on the angle. So that's seems to have movement. I'll get a little farther back here, up to around here. I'm guessing this chip in the finisher was created from it popping loose. But there's also finish worn up here, and I think that's just from the guy playing the thing. Anyway, so I'm going to do is I'm going to invert this thing. I have my shop dog bed. It's going to go on the floor. Going to probably try to clamp this upside down like that, and then pry this away and dump some glue down it. First of all, I'm going to have to clean it, you know, some sort of sanding device down in there as far as I can, and then get all that air, all that dust blown out, and then just dump glue in there and let gravity do its thing. It's a little bit offset, so this edge is proud of the fingerboard, and the other side of the fingerboard is hanging over. So I have some, I've already done a kind of a test run here. I have popsicle sticks that I can tape into various positions in order to clamp against. So I need one down here, and then one on the fingerboard over here to pull this over. Then I'll be clamping down from the top to here, to heel, and another one down in here somewhere. So it shouldn't be terribly complex. The hardest part will be just getting the thing stood up where I can work on it and dump glue down it. So I'm going to get that set up, and we'll go from there. All right, so I did kind of a test run where it flipped up on end with the peg head in the dog bed, and it put this joint really close to the floor, closer than I wanted to work on it with this sandpaper gizmo. So what I'm going to do is just going to hold it, and I've got a spatula here, a separator knife with sandpaper on it. One of the reasons I wanted to know possibly who the manufacturer was so that I could look it up and see what type of glue was possibly used. So I really can't say for sure because like I said, there's no manufacturer on it. Just pulling up on the back end of this neck, and just going to run this separator knife in and out with the paper on it. I'm only going to be able to get so far that way. I don't want to come out to the edge necessarily because I don't want to, that's the word I'm looking for. I don't want to really open this joint up. I want to make sure it stays closed and tight, and so if I sand it away on this outside edge, that probably wouldn't be a good idea. I do have the heat on fairly high. I'm going to get rid of my jacket. Also been spraying some water-based finish, and so that's why the heater's up. And then I was out doing other things and just got back in here, so. pretty impossible to see in there and tell what's going on. I thought maybe I'd be able to get a look at how much glue is in there or whatever. I can't. I also have another tool right here I'm thinking about using, just because it will create a little bit of, as long as I stay, you know, right in the middle of the board here. I don't want to, definitely don't want to drag this out past the edge. And I do have that taped, that little nut on there, but I'm going to put some more tape around there just in case I accidentally hit the body. Don't want to do that. Don't want to damage anything, let's just say that. There we go. So the idea here is that if I can at least rough down to some wood, I know that I will be getting some glue surface here. Trying to get a hold of the thing and actually work it out. Okay. Oops. I said oops because I could see teeth out past the edge a little bit. But it was on the push. Okay, now I'm going to turn it over. And go there. This is a flush saw, so you don't get, theoretically, you don't get any cutting on the back side, only the top side. So I'm going to flip it over and do this now so that I'm working the other side of the surface. Hey, am I the only one that is enjoying Audie Ratliff's weekly diary series he's doing with all his mandolins? I really like that guy's stuff. He doesn't go into bunches of detail, but he's a nice, seems like a nice fella. Always has to take work off to go do something for his mother. Hard to not like a guy that does that, huh? Now, I'm going to get an air hose in there. I'm going to do some more of this off camera. I just want to, you know, although I don't know that it's going to get any better than that. I can only go so deep. And I am going to floss it with a little rougher gauge. I'm going to take this right here and cut it down so it's thinner than the size of this fretboard. Basically do the same thing. I'm going to work this down in as far as I can and then pull it back out and then flip it over and do the same thing. But like I said, it's going to be narrower than the fretboard, so I'm not sanding the very edge of this because I want to make sure that we get a good contact there and there's no gaps. All right, so I thinned out some fish glue so that it'll run down in there. I also have, I'm pretty sure I blew the dust out, but I'll do it again just in case I'm goofy. I'm sure I did. All right, and I'll probably use that to actually help force some of the glue down, along with just pumping the fingerboard a bit, just to get the glue to run down even farther. And then I'll come back in and I'll dump some full strength hide glue in there. And hide glue is like, fish glue is like hide glue in that it will pretty much adhere to anything and will also reactivate. If this was hide glue in here originally, it will reactivate that as well. So some of this you probably will not be able to see, and you're just going to see the back of the base right now. Yep. I'm going to put this here to pat it, and then hopefully we won't have any incidents. All right, so I'm not even going to clamp this thing because I'm going to spread it here with my hand right here. I don't know how much you can see, and dump glue in there and pump it down a bit, and then I'm going to, I said, use full strength. Do the same thing. Get the air hose and blow glue in there. You know, this isn't a good tool for that. Shoot. You know, I forgot. Let me get something. All right, we're back. Like a dummy, I forgot that I have a glue syringe that I got specifically for these types of tasks. I'm not sure if you can see me filling it or not on camera. I never can really tell where that's at. And we'll turn it over so I don't just squirt it all over everywhere. Well, I just did anyway. Okay. We'll clean that off with something besides spit here in a minute. All right, now we've got a nicely loaded glue syringe. And we'll try this again. Here we go. Let's double check camera running. See? That's yes. Those of you who don't speak the language. All right, here we go. Now, spreading this apart with my left hand, squeezing some glue down in there. Glue needle. Got a lot of glue in there. You can, I don't know if you can hear that or not, but it's actually sticking every time I let go of it. It's sticking, so let me separate that and get some air in there. Taking advantage of gravity here. Trying to anyway. And then also this air pressure. And I have glue running down the fretboard. Going to pump some more in there. Alright, I'm going to just get some full strength stuff in just a second. Still trying to just pump that down, let it go down as much as it can. It's kind of tricky, you know, because you can only pull so hard before you break something. So you gotta be careful not to pull that hard. And sorry that you can't see anything. If I had a camera person, this would be better. Just keep wiping my fingers on the bench. I failed miserably. Okay, now that I've got full strength, I'm going to put some more of this in here because I think that'll just help it all run down in that groove. Oops, my pad fell out. Could have taped that down, I suppose. It would have been better. All right, so put this back up on the bench for a second and wet myself a paper towel, which is something I should have already done. And I've got glue everywhere. This is my trusty water supply out here in the shop. Put this thing back up in the air and get under there and clean glue out. The great thing again, so I say every time I use fish glue or hide glue, is that you can go back at this afterwards with a you know, warm, damp paper towel and clean off any leftover stuff. All right, so now we're still slightly off on this, so we'll pull it over. A little too much on that. It actually feels really good right where it is, so let's not overthink it. I have pads on both of these. Did I? Yeah, I think I managed to get that clamp right in my way. Let's move it back a little bit and make sure it's still doing something here. Feels very, very good. Let's see if it'll stay there long enough to get the clamp in place. Between the strings, I did loosen the strings, in case you were wondering. You probably can't see, but I've got some good squeeze going here. So, I'm going to get that damp paper towel again. At least clean off what I can get to. I got these popsicle sticks in my way. And this other clamp. As soon as I'm sure that this isn't going to slide back off the edge where I don't want it to be, I will pop this other clamp out of here and make that work. Go ahead and finish cleaning up. Yeah, that's perfect. That actually slid over better with glue on it than it was coming over dry, which is weird. I mean, I know it's a lube, but still, nothing ever seems to go as smoothly during glue up as it does in dry runs. Okay. All right, I don't think this is going anywhere. It feels pretty stable. I'm going to get another clamp, just pop it out here a ways, and call it good. One of my GP Harbor Freights. Yeah, I like a $3 clamp, which is pretty amazing. I'm not a fan, but they seem to work. And I did get a little bit more squeeze out down here where the joint didn't appear to even be open. So good, I know I got glue down there. Sweet. I did a super glue repair on a peg head that did not have an open gap. It was impossible to get glue into it, and well, part of it. And so I ran super glue into it. Well, actually, I think that was two different videos. Yeah, one of them had no room at all, and it was kind of funny how much negative commentary I got on that about not being a real luthier or a repairman, and that the guy should have taken it to a real tech. Funny thing is that guitar is still going strong and it gets played all the time. It's not here in my shop anymore. Somebody bought it. So, but I know who, and that's doing well. All right, closing my glue up. I went ahead and I'm just going to save this thinned out fish glue in a jar, and yeah. Well, that wasn't bad. I'm gonna go look at my my water base guitar seal there and see what I can do. Maybe get another coat on that before I call it a day. I'm gonna go ahead and take this off. Actually. And clean up down here too. Well, I can't take that off because the clamp's on it. All right. And I can take that one off. Well, this fretboard is well, I keep saying fretboard, but anyway, fingerboard is really good. It's right up where it needs to be. Side to side. I think that might be what actually popped this glue joint loose. Was the this big piece of ebony wanting to twist a little bit. So it may, you know, it could still be a problem, I suppose. And I do actually, it's flush on the bass side, but the treble side is, I can feel a little bit of fretboard hanging out there. So I might just go ahead and try to leave that clamp on there now that I got the glue dried or wiped up. Alright, well, and see. Fortunately, I cannot feel it when I'm have the clamp there. You know what? That looks really good. I'm gonna leave it alone. All right, I'm gonna turn you off. I may or may not bring you back in, so this could be goodbye. But that's it. That was a quick little repair on this upright base, electric upright base of no brand. Okay. Take care, folks. Carry on bravely.